Nam! Welcome to the Petty Cash Podcast. I am your host today, VCG Cosplay. Joining me today are my lovely hosts, Joseph, Charles, Danny, Sabrina. Guys, what is up?
Hello, world.
Hello.
What's up?
That woke everybody up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Five, I want to get here.
As I'm turning down the volume on the monitor.
Charles, my ears.
Bleeding.
What did he say? Like, wait!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you all better be waking up because today we have a lot to talk about. But good, bad, ugly. We are talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mandalorian Season 3, and we're also going to be talking a quick debrief on a movie I just recently watched at a recommendation. Thank you, Joseph. Birdman, starring Michael Keaton.
Oh, okay.
You're like 12 years late on that.
I'm actually, here's the thing. I'm glad I'm 12 years late because I can actually appreciate it now as an adult, especially with what's going on today and the perspective of the world. Yes, I can hear you cracking that soda.
Joe's ASMR segment.
Well, speaking of cracking things open, it's time to get into our favorite segment once again, trying weird snacks. Today we have a few for y'all to try. So today, first, we got some Japanese Kitkats.
Oh.
They're really good.
And for you.
Yeah, they
Thank
sell those
you.
at Mekong Plaza.
Ah, okay. So that's where they came from.
And for you.
It's like very Christmas looking. It's got like a
It's
little,
not Christmas themed.
even though it's got a bell on it.
It's got a bell. It's got like 3 stars, a northern star.
There you go, an ornament,
Very Christmas.
Is this supposed to be Christmas themed?
I guess.
Google
Oh.
Translate, help us.
How old are
Dude, it's
these?
got an ornament on the package. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a Christmas wrap.
Yeah.
Christmas 2020.
Camera.
The pandemic times.
Having a break. Kitkats.
I found them at Cost Plus World Market.
The text right here at the top says strawberry gâteau chocolate tailoring.
Oh, Kitkats.
Smells good.
On the back, it'll focus. Kit Kat gâteau strawberry chocolate. Slightly fragrant rum and fluffy spread, sweet and sour strawberry flavor. Please enjoy the taste inspired by a plate of gâteau chocolate with strawberries.
Okay, it's got an interesting
Huh.
flavor. Yeah, it's basically a strawberry Kit Kat. There is like a, it's kind of got like a strawberry velvet flavor to it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, this one fucking melted right here.
Oh, no.
It's in someone's pocket here.
No,
Danny.
they've been in the fridge this entire time.
what was in the car before?
No.
God, that actually made my cheekbones like tense up. Ooh.
You sensitive to cold things?
No, the sweetness of the Kit Kat bar, like it's really making my jaw like clench real bad.
Oh.
Gotta try like the green tea ones and all the different ones they have.
Yeah, there's like a big 126 variety box you can get on Amazon from all like the Japanese Kit Kat flavors. I want to get that.
Ooh.
You can just go to the store down by Dobson and Maine. They have them.
Cool.
The H-Mart?
Mekong Plaza, the Asian grocery market on Dobson and Maine. It's right over there.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that one. Okay. Next, we have mango cream frappe candies. So take a palate cleanser, gentlemen.
Okay.
Like drink some water so you get the chocolate out of your mouth.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, those are hard
Oh
candy.
yeah, these are hard candies, not gummies.
Uh-oh.
I thought they were gummies when I first tried them. They're not.
He shows he's got a gap. Like,
Babe, I thought these were gummies. They're not.
oh, here we go.
Sorry,
I like-
I'm gonna go to the dentist. I lost my tooth.
Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, that's very nice.
But, yeah, no, I found those things at Cost Plus World Market.
Oh, very pleasant.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had these before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Different, yeah. Kasuga candy. Yeah.
Nice. All right, we'll save these for later since it'll take you guys a while to finish those hard candies. But
I just swallowed mine, so I'm good.
Oh, no.
I swallowed mine like a horse pill. I'm solid. I want to talk about the shit we got to get to because we have a lot to discuss.
okay, well then, Vinny, I'll give you a mochi then.
For later. For later. We
Fine,
must
but
talk. We must discuss.
Okay, but I do have I have the breaking news. I have breaking
Yeah,
news.
he
I do want
has
to talk
breaking
Break it.
news.
Breaking news! What is it?
Vinny,
Break it down.
Vinny eats like a duck.
I went like this. I was all.
Oh my god.
Part of the reason why we don't have video podcasts, so people don't see that.
But it'd be funnier that way.
But yeah, as of I believe 10 o'clock this morning, the Five
so.
Nights at Freddy's trailer leaked.
What?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. See?
Yeah.
later. We will have to see that later, not right now. But I did
It
see
looks
a
so
couple
good.
I saw a couple of up-close images of Freddy on set.
You double check those sources. A lot of those have been fake.
I know. That's why I didn't confirm it with you guys. I just kind of saw it and just gave it like a pass over because we can't really tell at this point, especially with all the fans out there that make really good edits and effects with their own personal stuff.
Right. I mean, people can do deep fakes of like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I mean, I think we can all agree at this table.
Just get the high ground.
I think we can all actually agree there was that one amazing fan edit of Obi-Wan versus Vader from A New Hope. How badly...
Scene 38. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
SC-38, yeah.
Yep.
I would love to see that imprinted into the original saga. That was just too damn good.
Oh, dude, there's fans that did it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
There's
gonna
already put that out there.
I need
Yeah.
to see it then. I need to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Star Wars, let's... well, actually, before we go to that, Birdman, super real quick, starring Michael Keaton and Emma Stone. That was actually a really good movie and a very unique take on Hollywood with its actors and Broadway and all that stuff. Like, this was a very... I'm glad I didn't see this at the time, but this was a really interesting perspective to look into Michael Keaton, especially with the whole Batman personification. And Joe got me into watching it from showing me the scene where he's just like, he's got that monologue character of
It's just
Birdman.
that one scene. Yeah.
Where he's just like,
You're a badass motherfucker. You give these people hope. You give these people life. You get them entertainment. Everything explodes, motherfucker.
and I'm just like dying of laughter.
It was basically an identity crisis and
Yeah.
like the troubles of being typecasted, and also for you to witness that right before the Flash, I think, yeah, you're like he went, yeah. Michael Keaton went full circle.
And then just seeing Michael Keaton just stand there going,
That's it, motherfucker. Fly, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
The only like blockbuster scene. It was only like 2 minutes long, but yeah.
it was so weird, but I loved it. I absolutely loved that movie. That was I need to get that for my collection.
Now, I mean, spoilers. So with the ending, what did you think happened to him?
You know, in personal perspective, it's really hard for me to tell, but I honestly feel like maybe he died.
Yeah.
But then his daughter, so spoilers, he like apparently jumped out of the window.
Yeah.
And then his daughter is like looking for him, and then she looks up and she starts smiling like she's seeing him fly. And I'm like, did she see his spirit? Is he actually flying? Like, that's the weird take on that whole ending.
Or that's when it turns into a blockbuster movie.
Yeah, that's
so-
what I'm thinking. Is that maybe that's where it kind of like he's suddenly soaring again into the blockbuster cinema. So it's like you can take this in any way, shape, or form you want, but honestly, it's the perspective of like what are you seeing it through the character's eyes?
Yeah.
Is more take on it.
I think he should have won the Oscar for that one.
Dude,
yeah,
100%.
he got robbed. Yeah.
That was.
He didn't win anything from that?
No.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
but he was a runner-up though. He was nominated.
I mean, talk about a film where you have to literally balance yourself between reality and psychiatric situations.
Being stuck in the
It's
past.
like psychotic almost.
Yeah,
or,
like that psychotic playthrough, because like the fact that Michael Keaton still today is keeping it together after playing that movie, I'm like, my God, man, bravo, because that's some damn good acting right there.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Well, he did that movie, and they were like, hey, we need you to come back as Batman. I wonder, like, I just did this movie called Birdman. No.
no, first, like, hey, we need to play the
Yeah.
Vulture.
He even did a reference to Batman Returns by saying he had the suit on since 1992. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so there was a reference take to that. So let's get out of Birdman and start flying into Mandalorian Season 3. I think this is probably one of the hottest takes we could take when it comes to Mandalorian. We had a really great startup with Season 1. Season 2 was good. Season 3, now I'm going to give my perspective here real quick, and then I'll go around the table, and we'll keep this at a 3-minute mark. Mando season 3 for me, I feel like was a hit and miss because there was good moments, but you can tell there was a lot of problem with the writing and the scripting and character introductions and trying to balance out who the story really belongs to. It ended up shifting from, okay, Mando's mission to now Bo-Katan's mission. Did I like Bo-Katan's mission? Sure. But this feels like, as if we're going to do that, this should have been a spin-off series for Bo-Katan to have her one-hit wonder series and be done. This really should have focused on Mando and not on these random side quest missions that really took away from the story.
Well, to be fair, the first season also had a lot of side missions as well.
But it's still focused on Mando, though. It didn't take away from what was the main title of the show, The Mandalorian. And I don't know. Like, I give it a pass, but it's not a season I'm going to be returning to anytime soon.
Oh, me.
Yeah,
Oh,
why don't you go first?
Mando season 3. I mean, the first episode for season 3, it started off strong, and then just to see where everything all went. Now, again, like you said, and this has been spread across all YouTube and all that. I mean, it had some good moments. I know there's some that like it and good for you, and then there's some that just like, well, you know, it kind of fell flat. So for me, you could throw sprinkles of good stuff around that season, but you can't like dismiss like all the other stuff that was in that season. I mean, it didn't necessarily give like if you watch seasons 1 and 2, that was a good wrap up.
Honestly, if you ended it with
Yeah.
season 2 and like he just showed up in like other Star Wars Disney Plus shows, great.
Yeah, no, and then this one right here, it was just kind of, it wasn't like about Din anymore. It was about like Bo-Katan, which I had no problem. She was there during like Clone Wars and all that, and you know, just the whole tribe and everything. And I like how everything was pretty much like. To me, it should have carried on maybe in like another season more, or I don't know. Everything was just like, we're all good to go. Like towards the end, just you know, FYI to those who didn't, you know, finish it. You know, let me spoil it here. The good guys win at the end, like way too quickly for that one. And you know, with Ahsoka coming in August, you know, and yes, there are some people out there. I wish there was something to like tag on for. You better go to the next show with this one because with. You know, I was revisiting season 2, and then of course it left you with that little kind of credits with, you know, what was it, Fennec and Boba, and they come in and then you know takes over Jabba's palace, and you're like, oh, okay, so I have to watch this show and all that. So for the people like, I only watch Mandalorian, but I haven't seen Book of Boba Fett and all that, and then you know all of a sudden, oh my gosh, Grogu's back with him. What happened here?
Well, you didn't watch this show.
Yeah. They literally told you in the second season, basically, you know, go watch his show. So I'm glad there wasn't like a warning text, you know, in season 3. There was people, I mean, could have worked, but yeah, I'm fine without it. Like, it's one of those you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, for me it was like you said, pretty hit or miss. Like some episodes were like great, and other episodes were like, why am I sitting through these episodes right now? And then I know to sum up the ending, I feel like Disney just gave it its classic cookie cutter ending. Let's end it with this, bam, and it's like, but this is Star Wars. I didn't ask for Disney's cookie cutter ending. I asked for Star Wars. So that's without spoiling the ending or whatever. But yeah.
We're weeks past the finale. We can spoil it.
Yes, so here we go. Did you hated that Looney Tunes thing? Yeah, and I'm like,
What the fuck was that?
Okay, I understand this is a season finale, but that felt very both
he went
dumb
from
and series finale.
So if we go by, and it's weird. I'm going to tell you this now for any of the listeners out there. Sorry, I have to, you know, but if you look at Din from the first episode, first season, and then you go off to this, those are two different characters, I have to say. Or there was a sudden shift. And so he went from, you know, silent, basically went from Boba Fett carbon copy, rust colored, you know, bounty hunter, to trailer trash.
I mean, you're not really wrong.
Trailer trash wearing the shiniest pair of boots you'll ever fucking find. Like that's pretty much his armor right there. Like he's just the shiniest dude in a trailer park.
with the muscle card and the yeah.
With like the General Lee flag on top. with a mythosaur skull. Yeah.
Calling it the slave too.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, that was it.
slave. We can't use that word. Shame on you, Vinny.
I could bring him in warm, or I could bring him in cold, Mouse. Danny, your take.
I didn't start season 3 right away. I think I waited until like episode 4 or 5 until I started watching the episodes again. Mm-hmm. I didn't start right away. I feel like that should say something enough. Like yeah, we were all excited for when the season was out. Like, okay, season 3 starts March 1st or 2nd, whatever. It was early March, and then it came, and then episode 2 came out, and then I just didn't watch it, and then I stopped keeping up with Bad Batch. I haven't seen either of Visions. I'm not watching. I haven't watched Tales of the Jedi yet. I know that's getting a second season. The Tales of the Young Adventures of the Jedi, that new one that's out right now.
Oh, the Young Jedi one? No.
Yeah, not in the High Republic era. I'm not watching that.
Someone made a joke about the Young Jedi series showing, like there was that edit scene where it's like, Jedi adventures with my friends that will never end. And they cut to a scene of Anakin killing the younglings.
The High Republic is thousands of years before the prequels.
Oh, I know, but that just made me laugh my ass off.
But overall, this season was good. But that's it. Like, for me, it's 2, 1, 3. Season 2, Season 1, Season 3 for me.
Yeah.
Ranking wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, last season was just so fucking cool.
Actually, I knocked season 3 down and put Book of Boba Fett.
Really?
Oh!
Yeah, I agree.
Just because of those 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Don't just whoop.
I would say
and then wait, winner by Luke. Whoop. Yeah, so you just shift it back down. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? For that fix-up that they did with Luke and Book of Boba Fett, I would definitely say that puts... that definitely puts it up.
You just see like the PGA Tour, like you just put down like season 3.
I mean, am I still going to own it? Yeah, I have the other 2 seasons. Might as well just add season 3 to the pile.
Yeah, just for shits and giggles.
I'll wait for the fan edit.
There is fan edits of seasons 1 and 2, yes?
Oh yeah.
I need to watch
Are they on Plex?
You just find numeral. I'm looking sideways, you know. So find numeral Joker. You'll get your cinematic.
Yeah, my grandma's carpet! Nobody's on the carpet! It's really police!
You guys did that too well. All right. Let's go.
Charles.
All right. I think I probably had a bit more of a beef with season 3 than all of you.
Really?
Yeah, I will. I don't know if I've said. I don't think I've said it on the podcast, but yeah, I dropped my Disney Plus subscription
right.
I remember
because
you
of
saying that.
because of this. I was just like, I am done. Yeah. Screw you,
Till
Mouse.
Ahsoka comes back. God damn it.
Well, actually, no.
Yeah, you can use mine.
Yeah, I'll just catch clips where I can,
You'll
whatever.
wait for the
Because
fan edit.
yeah, exactly. But no, because it started off like really solid. Like I think I put it in the chat where it's like Mando shows up and it's like, did somebody order a badass? And then it just all went downhill from there. And there were so many like filler episodes that just jumped the shark.
Hey, Jack Black. Hey, Lizzo. What's up?
Exactly.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Doc Brown. What are you
Really-
doing here?
Really, really out of place too. Now, okay, let's say watch Empire Strikes Back, and then you cut to Lizzo and Jack
Jack
Black.
Oh.
They would definitely stick out like a sore
Oh,
thumb.
An
man,
absolute
yeah.
sore thumb.
Oh, yeah.
An absolute sore thumb.
Join us!
Yeah.
Vader.
Exactly. Yeah. I have you now. Jack Black's just like, peaches. I have your peaches right here.
It was kind of fitting though because he came out and then we saw the Mario movie and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be funny if his suit was green, though. Like, yeah.
The color. Or if he had like some fire, like little
Or
like,
if he-
lapels or something. Or,
If he was
like,
a Trandoshan.
Oh.
yeah, that would have been funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like King Koopa.
Yeah.
Kill that plumber! Koopas, attend to our guests.
Open the gates.
I was expecting Kyle Gass to show up. Just like walk in as
my
a servant.
God.
Yeah.
Also, we got to point this out. The one worst episode was the doctor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
was the-
that
that
absolute
that took
waste.
like everybody
It's
off.
like we already have a freaking planet that is dedicated to salvage. Why the fuck are we salvaging Star Destroyers on Coruscant?
yeah.
Why? Fucking why? And why would it still have shit in it?
And like, didn't they show us Ord Mandel like with what was it? Oh crap, what's his name? Bill Burr's character.
Mayfield.
Yeah. Like tearing down like ATSTs, all the other
Oh,
Imperial
yeah.
scrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed it already, so it was like, why are you doing it on?
And that was on like a off planet. That was like on a completely different level. So I was just like, why are we doing
What
this?
was,
And
what
not-
was the scrapper planet in Fallen Order? Was it Bogano?
I forget the name of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but
Trash planets is
Yeah,
what I call it.
but it was a planet dedicated to this.
Yeah.
Why would you have a section of Coruscant, an already jam-packed city planet that has salvage?
You would think, like, and this kind of needs to be like a mirror reflection of our world and all that. Like, if you had Imperial officers, like, oh, we're being rehabilitated, you would think the people who are under your rule are outside protesting and chucking bricks
Yeah, no
at
kidding,
you.
no kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
employed.
Thermal
Yeah.
detonators.
Exactly,
Dude, exactly.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
dude, it's history, man. Like, freak, man.
And just
Yeah.
as important, like on top of that, you would have some kind of security officer that would be keeping track of your freaking movement. Like,
Oh yeah.
I would not sit there and leave this one girl by herself when she literally was just with one of the most powerful dudes in the Empire.
Yeah.
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 Stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
and
still
then-
with one of the most powerful dudes in the Empire.
Yeah, let's keep her like in like once Imperial City.
yeah, and let's, even though all these guys like had number designations and things like that, let's keep that, even though we're trying to rehabilitate them. Let's
Yeah.
not actually let them have their names or get names.
They
or
just
anything.
become clones.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
just become clones. It's like, what?
And
It's
rem-
a trap. Poser.
Oh, and then you're gonna tell me that this lady went to all the trouble to frickin' get those cookies by sneaking onto the frickin' Star Destroyer to get that, just for that? No.
yeah.
No.
Now, did
Nope.
that episode pay off what was in the season finale?
No.
If anything, very little.
Yeah, like just the beginning scene and the last scene, like going back to Mando and Bo. So
Right. And
Yeah.
like, and then of course that ending with that fucking Looney Tunes wipe. Like, okay, I'm sorry, listeners. You can tell I'm a little pissed about this scene. But that Looney Tunes wipe was just like, are you shitting me right now?
Egon over here is looking at Kathleen Kennedy like, you mother!
Exactly. Yeah. No, I am going your mother on this one.
Yeah, 'cause-
it's and
I think you and I like we texted like because we saw it like
Yeah.
and we're like, you saw the same exact season finale I did, right? Yeah. And you're like,
yeah. Didn't we like post the gifs of like Looney Tunes?
that's all, folks.
Yeah. That's all, folks. Yeah.
But of course, the worst thing ever was when they trash another, MacGuffin. When Moff Gideon broke the dark
The
saber.
dark saber. Yes. Yes.
I thought like, okay, it's gonna be repaired. It's gonna be it's gone.
No, it's
Like,
gone.
Yeah.
it's gone.
It's fucking
Yeah.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Probably the oldest living lightsaber, and you destroy it.
yeah.
Disney for selling products.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now every day when I come out and look at it, like posed next to my TV, I'm just like, do I really still want to have this?
I mean, if you don't want it,
I mean, I'm about to cosplay as the Mandalorian, so
I'll take it.
I always have to fight him in combat. Hey, Vinny, hold this.
should have this thing. exactly. Be like, here, Vinny.
You just see me walking around like Luke Skywalker.
He told me you killed him.
Now, I'm happy that Katie Sackhoff held my Darksaber. Giggity. But oh, God. But yeah.
No, that was cool.
No, I was just like,
Yeah.
see, that one's legit right there.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's
Mine's legit too. She held mine.
But Giancarlo's next, probably, and Pedro. So,
Oh yeah.
nice.
Rulers of Mandalore.
Exactly.
yeah, there's a lot of things to nitpick, but it definitely fell short. Really, really.
Oh,
fell short.
absolutely.
You can tell the energy wasn't there, because if this one here didn't watch it on the first day and it was just like, I'll catch up to it next week or couple days, few hours, it was kind of like how we were all anxious to watch seasons 1 and 2, but this one just felt off. Like, especially after
Yeah.
we were left from
It
Book
did.
of Boba Fett, we just felt you could see it kind of dwindling and all.
Yeah.
I mean, according to like the numbers, season 3 had high viewership numbers.
But I feel like the high viewership numbers were just for all those YouTubers that try to get views just for the reactions. It's like,
No, it's just people who want to see what happens next, and then it fell flat, and you could see where kind of like the reception was kind of.
I mean, I'll say Moff Gideon and Beskar armor is kind of fucking cool. But is he dead? Is he not dead? What's up?
Oh,
was that a clone? Was that him? What's up?
Iron Mando, you mean?
yeah.
that was a weird thing. Like, me and my family was literally sitting there. We're all watching this. They're asking me, is he wearing an Iron Mando suit? I have no idea what's happening here. We got no explanation for the armor.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
I think he said it's the next evolution of the Dark Trooper armor or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But still, there's like no position of it being like an Iron Man suit. It's just him wearing Mando armor. So I'm like, where is the mechanics coming from? And then you have-
He's more machine now than man.
Yeah, well, I mean, we never really saw his body outside of it. It might have just been his cloned head on it, you know?
I mean,
Oh, fair.
Oh God.
We could have, we could have just as easily have gotten a clone that was cloning other clones, and then of course you got the classic villain death. No!
Exactly.
Explosion. I'm like, come on! You're telling me that giant ass ship is not going to take down the whole fucking thing? That was bigger than the crater that they were standing in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Explain that math.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the physics aren't physicsing.
No.
Yeah, I gotta
Physics
say,
are off the table.
what's it with the show showing off like frozen like bodies and all that?
No, they're not frozen. I
Or,
think they're in
you know,
I think they were in back the
cryo
tanks.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, with Obi-Wan and then this one, I expect, I had this little like funny take, and it was like Austin Powers, Vanilla Ice, powers and all that. Like a bunch of coworkers and we were talking about like, what the hell are those like, Mando, troopers and all that. Like it like during like the blast shields, and they're just staying there, like that's their ship. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of hungry.
Hey man, you want to get some Zarzucks?
Like, why are we here on Mandalore, man? Like, geez, dude, there ain't nothing here.
Exactly.
Let's get some wonton wraps, people.
Some Ronto wraps.
Yes.
We have Womp Rats.
Maybe, I don't know. I was mixing the two together. Who knows?
Yeah. No, I mean there's potential all throughout the series or throughout the season, but it's like it fell apart with just weird shit. Like tons of plot holes, weird tangents that didn't really add up to much of anything. And it's just like, you wasted so much. You had it right there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much summing it up from DuckTales. No mystery. Sorry. Thank you. But I will say this: Mysteries unsolved, rewriting too much history, and it's just basically bottom line is they just did too much where it didn't fill the gap.
So here's the funny thing. I even went back to like those, videos. What was it, Clone Wars? And when they talk about the history of the Darksaber, and I just see like some of the comments. Who came back after that season finale? Nowhere. And it's just like, yeah, those motherfuckers. All that rage in there, and I'm like, oh gosh, man.
There's like some little part of me that's half expecting Disney to be like, the Darksaber will live.
Kind of like the Marvel credits where it says the Darksaber will return.
Exactly.
Now, okay, who scrolled okay, this couldn't be it. So you're,
Yes.
like, scrolling
I watched
Yeah.
the entire credits. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
an after credits, right?
Yeah.
and then nothing, and I'm
Yeah.
Really?
like, that was a
Like,
fucking
yeah,
waste.
exactly. Yeah. That was a fucking
Like,
waste.
Yep.
yeah, I had no time for that. Yeah.
You know what? The funny thing is, with those frogs that Grogu was playing with, I was expecting one of them to go, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my right hand."
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went full circle and all that. He does the stage clear from Super Mario World. Well, what we talked about was IG 88.
IG80. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I 11,
IG
IG 11.
Yeah.
And then the whole wait, didn't they need like the memory chip and all that from the
Exactly.
previous one? And then it was
got-
left onto Mandalore. And then wait, what's that head gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah. They just got a random ass head. Somehow that works.
Not even that. The body was mutilated and then destroyed on Mandalore. So it's like, where's the rest of the body? Where did they get the rest of it from?
Well, when it detonated, and then they made a statue, not out of just whatever. They used part of that blown up droid, which surprisingly there was a lot of pieces of it still left. I'm like, how?
Yeah, that
Okay,
didn't really make much sense.
So let's say they did add an after credits. What would be like? Let's go around the table. What would be like your short after credits? Like, what would you leave the audience with? Like, kind of like that whole cliche of there's a foot that stands by the broken Darksaber and lifts it back up.
No.
Credits.
I kind of would have preferred that.
I thought a crazy one would have been, if we finally see a de-age, or it cuts them off because who knows if Harrison would ever agree to it. But if you see, Luke kind of going like, well, shit, it's just me again and all that, then, hey, hey, brother, hey, sis, and all that. We got some important news to tell you and all that. And you just see the baby bump on Princess Leia, and you're like, oh, no!
That would still be cool.
yeah. You're like, oh, motherfucker.
I think what a really good teaser would have been to Cara Dune's show that got canceled, show her with her squadron.
Okay.
I think that would have been a really cool send off right there because a lot of people were asking where Cara was in this season. So
Off planet.
I know they
I
wrote
must
her
go back
off.
to my planet now.
Yeah.
She died on her way now.
But no, that would have been.
Actually, it's going to be a bit of a combination. Like, as soon as you said that, this popped into my head, and it was interesting that you two kind of mentioned it in bits and pieces here. It cuts back to the burned out area where the ship crashed and everything like that. You just see fragments of the Darksaber laying there. Camera zooms in on it, and you just see it there. And then all of a sudden, you see Cara Dune's foot come walking up, and then she bends down and picks it up.
Oh.
And then you cut to and then
Okay.
so
They
it's
just
like
use- they
it's
just use an audio clip or something. You can't really show her. but it's just-
exactly
Yeah.
yeah yeah something like that.
What's this thing?
Exactly, yeah. Because if they'd have done that, hinting that she was going to come back, I'd have been like, all right, Disney Plus, you get one more season. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that would have been neat. That would have been neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's only one correct answer, and they even teased it in the second to last episode, I think. Thrawn. He's going to be in Ahsoka. They
yeah.
talked about his coming return. Thrawn.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of along the lines of Charles and showing the Darksaber, but I haven't really thought much more that they would do with it.
So here's the flesh out, Thrawn. Yeah, Thrawn and Ahsoka would have been great. But it would have been nice, though. Now we get to see, Because remember, not all the Imperial officers were agreeing with each other.
No.
So, because
true.
they were like, I want, what is it, with that project and all that, Necromancer. Like, duh, we all know that one. But it would have been nice, like, well, you guys can do that, but I'm the one still in charge. That would, and then fucking hologram, he shows up, and you're like, well, shit, here it comes, Before the First Order, they got to get through everything with the Empire, starting with the hair,
Yeah.
right here. So it would have been nice, like, okay, good, we're going to be watching the next one, so, but,
I can't wait for it so good.
All right. So speaking from a galaxy far, far away, let's jump to another galaxy.
did you have something, Charles?
Oh no! I'm just
yeah.
sitting. I'm
You
just,
just have your-
I'm just sitting here, just relaxing. sorry. No. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to jump, since we're already at the halfway mark, I want to jump from one galaxy to another. Guys, let's talk about a movie that I've been anticipating for a while, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So leading up to this, I actually have a friend who worked on set for 3 different characters.
He likes you.
Well, yeah, she likes me back too, but that was back then. And the thing is that, so my friend Sarah Dean, also known as Seattle Beauty on Instagram and TikTok, she and I have been good friends since 2020, and she's always kept me in the loop on all the stuff she's working on. And she told me very early on, before anything got out, that she was working with Cosmo. She got to work with the cast, work with James Gunn. She did body double as Mantis and played 2 other characters in this film. You could see her on the screen, too. Like, there was a shot where she was in, and I guess there was another shot that I didn't even know she was a Kree civilian in nowhere. But I was so excited for this movie. And, Sarah, if you're hearing this, I am so fucking proud of you for how far
We're
you've
proud of you, too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
And so leading up to this, I was excited for this because Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite franchises through Marvel. I did not know what to expect in this one with everything that changed. And I would say, sitting there watching this movie, I was just smiling from ear to ear. There was just a lot of shock and awe factor. There was a lot of action, a lot of great moments. And this is still me coming off fresh from watching it Thursday night. This was one of my favorite Marvel movies I've seen in a while now. Like, lately, Marvel, I feel like, just kind of fell off the hay wagon with a lot of its films and script writing and editing. And this being James Gunn's last Marvel film that he's directing, I think he brought his A game here. He really wrapped up the 3rd installment for Guardians, and I don't know what to expect left for the Guardians, but I think this was a great way to end it.
No, it was good. No, there were moments, of course, if you fucking love animals in this movie.
Oh
you
my
will be
gosh.
tortured. You will be tortured. Like,
That was really hard to watch.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those movies. Like, it's funny. It's kind of odd. I would love to rewatch it again. I mean, for that 2.5 hour mark. Like,
If we could watch it in 3D.
No, not
I would
for
love
3D.
to see that.
That movie does not get a 3D from me.
Mario
but-
deserves it. Guardians doesn't.
Yeah.
How dare you?
But no, for me, the movie was entertaining. I mean, the cast had their moments and all that, and I don't know. There was this recent interview that I saw, and it was like this reel. And it was sad. Like, I felt bad for Batista. Like, after his final day of like shooting, he basically had to hop on a plane and basically, go to the next movie that he was working on. And so he didn't get to stay for like the wrap and all that and be like, all right, guys,
That
have a good one.
Bummer.
And you could see his like eyes like getting like swelling up and all that. And I was like, oh damn, like yeah, because that was a very.
Batista, we love you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
He's
yeah.
played that character for almost 10 years.
And carried it with such grace.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing, and I'm glad he's been vocal about it. He's like, I won't play Drax unless James Gunn's directing. So,
Amen.
Yeah,
Good.
it's like I'll do that thing with Endgame just cause, but that's why you could see all those actors like there was a good like tight Gunn. Like they fought for him and all that, especially when they technically fired him.
Not
at
technically, no,
first.
they did fire him. They just
Yeah.
rehired him.
No, So, and I was like, well, this is it. Bye. See ya. Like, so.
It's so funny, too, because James Gunn gave us what felt like what a Marvel movie should be these days. And lately, with
It
all
was
the
missing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been missing. And
Oh, yeah.
I haven't felt like this in a long time with a Marvel film, especially after watching the several others. Like I felt like after Spider-Man No Way Home, and then from there on, like Doctor Strange and Thor and all these other films.
Black Panther 2 was good.
I didn't even give two shits to watch Black Panther
No.
2. If there's no Chadwick Boseman, I don't care. I can't even watch it for that sake. Sabrina, why don't you tell us what your thought was?
It was some really, really good laughs. Some moments better than others, but yeah.
Like here.
Good laughs, good music. I enjoyed the music from the
Oh,
Guardians
yeah.
movies. I do.
James Gunn's great at picking his tracks. Like, I don't know what his magic is with that, but yeah, this was a pretty good track. Even some of the songs in there I actually hate. I couldn't help but to sit there and smile and listen to this movie. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is gonna go on my track records just because of this film.
And overall, a good story.
Yeah, definitely a good, interesting story on that one.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I would say for me, it's like an 8.5. I did have some problems with it, but this was really good. And I know Marvel movies, like you can take your kids to see this. I personally recommend you don't take your kids to see this one. This is a little too dark. Like this is easily the darkest Guardians movie.
Oh, you want to see dark? Go watch Blade, kids. And then
Yeah, that is dark.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen parents take their minors to go watch Sausage Party. So I feel like if you
I think that was a misunderstanding on their part.
oh no, I've seen parents bring their kids to rated R films. I'm sitting there going, "You are."
I thought, the funny one was Bad Santa when they went to watch that. And it was like, whoops, that hit the news waves. Like, yeah.
I saw people bring kids to Deadpool 2. Like, really?
Oh yeah, that again. I guess it depends on who the parents are. It's like, if your kids love Guardians, they'll enjoy this. Just make sure that they're going to be adult enough to handle some of the harsh scenes. I mean, even adults can't even be adult enough to handle the harsh scenes. Charles.
I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. It was a lot of fun. Plenty of action, plenty of humor. I still freaking love that car scene. It opened the fucking door. The instructions were unclear.
There was a recent interview. I think James Gunn was talking about this, and he was talking about that scene. He's like, Kevin Feige told him, "Do you really want to be the first Marvel movie with an F-bomb?" He's like, "Yeah."
Cha. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of this. Yeah, it definitely. If you are an animal lover, this is gonna hit you in the feels. I know the two girls next to me were losing their shit. They were bawling their tears out. They were bundled up in their blankies, and I was like, oh man.
That was another thing I noticed. A lot of people brought blankets to that specific screening.
I know. I'm over here wearing my leather jacket. My legs are getting warm. I'm looking at these people like, what the hell is wrong with you and not wearing a shirt?
I don't know what was going on with all the blankets, but whatever. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this a lot. I'd put in terms of just the Guardians movies. I'm still putting Guardians 1. I'm putting this one right below it, and then Guardians 2 at the bottom. So
Okay.
yeah, that's my ranking for it. But in terms of Marvel movies, aside from what was it? No
Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home. This one was a nice, refreshing Marvel movie. We haven't had that in a while, and I think this was good. Yes, if you look into it, there's some plot holes and things like that, but overall, it was incredibly enjoyable. It didn't try and smack you over the head too much with messages or anything like that.
Yeah.
Other than just here's a bad guy. He's really fucking bad. Let's kick his ass. Let's kick his ass. And they pulled a few little references from other things like games and stuff. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, honestly, I would be fine if they left it just as is right here. It's this
For
this
them,
is,
yeah.
for them,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I can agree with that. I think this was a really great wrap up for the Guardians. There's just the action, the choreography, the costume design. Thank God they finally incorporated the comic book version of their uniforms into this film. I remember with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I love the way they looked, but then when I looked in the official concept art book, there's this beautiful design of Star-Lord's duster all in blue with that same comic book look, and I'm looking at this going, my God, why wasn't this in the movie? Because I would kill to have that as a costume. Like, it was such a beautiful look for a duster.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking at me for?
I have something to say, so I want to make sure that you have.
No, this is where we enter like spoiler territory.
Yep.
Right?
So,
yeah.
spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. If you have not seen it yet, turn away.
My God, what bunch of horror.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
so much gore. Oh my God.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yes, but no. Like when they killed Rocket's friends, when Lila looked down, like, what are you looking at? Oh, he shot you. There was like no blood. There was no gore.
Okay, so I agree with you on that one. What I think they did was they kind of overlooked it and said, maybe we should cut out that blood scene real quick. I feel like there was supposed to be something there, but they edited it out just for the
Or
audience.
just the bullet didn't penetrate through or something.
Yeah, that was the weird part. Like, the bullet would have went.
I like how
straight.
like when the guys came and they completely killed the two from the back.
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm almost wondering, like, I'm trying to think, was there some sort of, like, because there was panels and stuff all over the different, like, creatures. Was there supposed to be, like, an indicator? Like, was it supposed to be green on Lila's chest? And when it went red? Because when it looked down, it was red. And I was wondering, was that, like, to say, oh, her heart stopped? Is that what they were? Yeah. Is that what they were
That was
trying
possible.
to
No.
They were
Yeah.
experiments, so I would assume, maybe that was like an indicator that her heart stopped or she was injured. But
Right.
I mean, we all know that the panels were clearly an indication that he took these animals and he pretty much ripped them apart and gave them like animatronic bodies so they could become more human.
I think we joked around with it, like even in Animal Heaven, they still have their robotic parts.
Yeah. Just like Egon. You know, I'm still old and I have glasses.
And then freaking Rocket just ripped the shit out of the high evolutionary's face. Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
you see the aftermath, like after they ripped off his mask, I was just
He
like,
destroyed
Jesus.
it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
Oh, Joe and I were making a joke about him looking like RoboCop, and then they make a joke about RoboCop, Purple Nurple, and like Star-Lord just ripping it into a new one to this guy, and we were just laughing.
oh, yeah. All those references they made.
He did. Like, you could totally tell. Like, it
Yeah.
was all RoboCop design. I love how, towards the ending, it wasn't like, all right, guys, we defeated the bad guy. Point at the screen, wink and all that. Like, we'll see them next time. No, like, they kind of gave them, like, this is it, guys. Like, see ya. Like, you do your own thing. Like, I was surprised, like, Mantis was just like, I've been pretty much been told what to do and all that. But now I just want to be free and all that.
Yeah, I want to I want to do my own thing for a while. Yeah, that was big. I liked that they did that.
Yeah.
What was kind of crazy though is like, because I've told you guys I'm not going to PhoenixCon this year, and I told everybody on social media that I've finally broken up from these groups. I'm going to go do my own thing. And what's weird is when I saw that on screen, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Mantis's shoes right here. Like, this is such a trip.
Shit, in a couple months where I'm going to be doing my own thing. So, yeah.
And seeing Drax sob over Mantis saying goodbye, that got my heart tugged. so
Damn,
hard.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was like, fuck, can I give this guy a hug?
Yeah, like it's great he's becoming a pop to those little, village of the
Yeah.
damn
Yeah.
kids and all that, but it was just like, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And Nebula, then, dude, when finally Groot said something, like, not we, but like, I love you guys.
I was like, oh shit, you're talking.
Yeah, he talks.
I was like, oh, damn. All right. Like, you got to tug on the heartstrings. Okay.
Nebula really blew me away on this one because we've watched her progress from the first film to this. Like, if you keep in mind, with all that she's been through Infinity War, Endgame, and beforehand, like she is absorbed and have controlled so much emotions. And when you see her in this one, where she's kind of being like this motherly, loving guardian of a sister over pretty much her surrogate family. And you can kind of feel this weird tension between her and Star-Lord. I'm just like,
Looked at each other. Yeah.
are they going to be a couple? I don't know. Maybe.
You
Oh,
feel
dude, nah,
chemistry
drag
and
me
all
into
that,
this.
yeah. It was pretty damn funny and all.
Never noticed how black your eyes were.
I know, because even I'm looking at Nebula in this one, going like, "Hey."
Yeah, I like how we like talk about like them, and then it's like Mantis was an original member. Then like, oh yeah, there was Gamora, and Gamora's kind of like, oh yeah, you're not the real Gamora, so
Exactly. Yeah.
we know you're going bye bye later.
That was part of my problem with this movie. Gamora didn't need to be in it.
No,
She
No,
was
she didn't. No.
like cool. Everyone is backing together for one last movie. So you were just here.
Yeah, essentially.
And with her just kind of walking off when they all were hugging, that kind of was like indicative of it. Just like,
But at the same
it's
time,
gone.
though, I think that's the point, though, is because she did die. Our Gamora died through the hands of Thanos, and then this one was pulled into this universe as almost like a what-if scenario. So it's like,
and the
I know,
strange
yeah.
thing, and
Okay.
it's kind of weird that they don't even like bring it up. And I wish there was kind of a Nebula, kind of Gamora scene. Like I know it's maybe cutting room or something, but there should have been like, this is weird that you're acting compassionate and all that towards these people, and you showed. When we were under Thanos' control, like we didn't give a rat's ass about anything. So that should have been like clue number like.
yeah,
Yeah,
The fact
yeah.
That, the fact that she's watching her own sister Nebula, the hard ass who's so stone cold, actually give loving, warm embrace to these other people. It's like that should be your eye-opening, Gamora. That's where you should be like, man, this is really different.
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding.
My second problem with the movie. Adam Warlock.
Oh, yeah. The pretty boy.
He's been teased since the first Guardians movie, and as someone who's likes to research and check out all the comic storylines that are trying to be adapted into these movies, okay, Adam Warlock supposed to be a part of Infinity War because of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. Nope. Okay, Adam Warlock's finally going to be in this movie. Why? He didn't need to be in this movie either.
He was a loose end, is what it was.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what sucks.
Yeah.
He was teased at the end of the second film.
No, he's been teased since the first one because his cocoon was in the collector's shop in the first one.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That
okay.
credit cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what he struck me as? He basically was like one of the Scooby-Doo characters mixed with Ultimate Shaggy. Having yeah. That's basically it. Because he had the idiocy of some of those characters, but that had all these powers. That was his basically. The dude couldn't use a fucking door. It was always bulldoze halfway through whatever you just wanted to get into.
I mean, Will Poulter did a good job.
No, he did a good job.
Yeah,
It's just
no, he did.
That's not Adam Warlock.
Wish he could have done more. Fuck it. Yeah.
There was already so much going on as it is with just our Guardians team. Gamora and Adam Warlock were just kind of like the shoehorned in characters that were kind of brought in and popped out.
It was the last hoorah. I mean, even the high evolutionary villain, the guy. I hate to say this isn't your movie. This is their movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
No, great.
if I were going to invest time, it would be with that gang and all that.
Yeah.
But Grady, he was a great villain. The actor, I can't pronounce his name correctly, but the actor did such a great job.
Oh, he did. I thought he was a really great villain. But he definitely was pulling on Handsome Jack. With the whole
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm probably going to butcher his name here, but I have it up. It's Chuck Woody Iwuji? Chuck Iwuji.
Let me see.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird pronunciation. I apologize.
Chukwudi Iwuji, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he did a fantastic job as the Hive. He was creepy. He was plain evil. He wasn't a villain that had
He wasn't a villain.
He wasn't a villain.
was a damn villain, folks.
He's not a villain. He's misunderstood.
He misunderstood.
Anyway. Go ahead.
He wasn't a villain that had I have this reason for doing everything. No, he was just straight evil.
And you know what? I got to say this. He was better than Kang. This guy was
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I
Agree.
agree. Yeah.
100%.
so
agree.
psychotic. You could tell he's trying to create this perfect world, but the fact that something he created is more intelligent than him is making him lose his shit.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
honestly, there were some critics out there that giving him crap for screaming all the time. I'm like, dude, he's mentally insane. That's
Yeah.
his point, and he carried that so well in this movie. I'm like, give me more villains like this where they're just bat shit off the wall.
You really
Yeah.
wanted him to fucking go down.
Yeah.
Yes,
fucking
yes,
get
yes.
his ass kicked. Yeah.
When
that
I
was
see Star Wars,
yeah.
okay, so Rocket says, "Yeah, I can't do that. I'm a Guardian of the Galaxy." But I know Peter was as well. I was like, I don't care. Blast his head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing. Where the fuck was Star-Lord's helmet?
That too,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, at the very end.
Did you say that?
So they get everybody off the crashing high evolutionary ship. Peter goes back for his Zune that I think Rocket somehow took over. Which another thing. Oh, Rocket's my best friend. Where was that development? When did you guys become best friends? I know you guys care about each other, but when did he become your best friend?
Wait, who? With Nebula?
No,
Oh,
Peter and
Peter.
Rocket.
Oh,
When
Peter
did they
and Rocket.
become best friends. Like,
Yeah.
yes, they care about each other.
I mean, if you look at Guardians 2 with the way they ended it, or actually, you know what? If Guardians 2 in general, if you look at their relationship as friends, they kind of like were butting heads. But you can see at the end, like Peter understood Rocket, and Rocket was starting to become more and more engaged with Peter and the rest.
He
of
was
the
a
team.
mutual respect and all that.
Yeah.
mutual respect, yes,
Yeah.
but we're best friends. Okay.
I mean, there was other stuff. That, I mean, you really don't have to show. Like, let's see the whole life about what happened with those two.
Yeah.
It's just we could safely assume like those two. I mean, that whole gang has been together for so long.
right.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
So-
I just thought like, your guys are best friends. Okay.
Well, it's like if you look at what Peter has gone through, he's lost his mother, he's lost a surrogate father, he's lost a lot of the love of his life. Losing Rocket was probably going to be the one thing that probably would have broken him because keep in mind he has the surrogate family he doesn't want to lose. Losing Rocket would probably just destroy him, and that's why when you see him like freaking CPR screaming over his dead body, like he did not want to give him up. And
No, I know.
Like, he's just had enough of dead friends and family. That's basically
Yeah.
where it comes
Yeah.
from. Yeah. So.
But back to my original point. So Peter's running to jump back onto nowhere, and the ship has gone too far away, so he jumps. And like he uses like a compressed valve to like push him towards it. And he's slowly getting there, but then some debris stops him. His face starts swelling. Like, okay, we're gonna see Peter die. Here comes Adam Warlock with the single finger
with
back.
yeah.
But like, so Peter, while you're drifting in space, where's your helmet?
where's your rocket boosters, bro?
Yeah.
Where's all your gear?
It just didn't exist in this movie.
Yeah, it was like all he had was his dual pistols. That was it. It's like, where's everything else?
I mean, I'm kind of glad he still has his dual pistol.
His pisters?
Dual
His dual pisters. You gotta get them dual pisters greased over by the whole train.
But yeah, no, there was some unusual plot points to this, but I'm just giving it a pass because this movie really was a great finale and wrap up.
True.
It was.
Especially with so much Cosmo getting so much used to. Yeah, that
I am a good dog.
dog.
I am not a bad dog.
I'm a good dog. And then everyone's like, just tell him he's a good dog.
Yeah.
And I want to say too, like the ending as well with the credit scenes where you see Rocket take over the new team of Guardians and they're wearing the same uniform. Like hands down, that was a great cut. Ending it, of course, with "Hooked on a Feeling," and then teasing the fact that Star-Lord will return.
That the legendary Star Ward will return. Like, oh, okay.
And we
All
talked
right.
about this too.
Yeah.
I actually did read a couple of comics where Star-Lord was on Earth trying to be like his Star-Lord self, where he was trying to help out, but then the real world kind of tries to make him abide by the law. So he's kind of like, well, shit, fuck this crap.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see what they're going to do with him. I don't know what they're going to do, but
Even Chris Pratt has said he'll come back if the story's right.
yeah, I think that's probably the most important part. Is that if the
Yeah.
story's good, the script's good, and nothing gets interfered with any BS.
And we'll see you guys in Secret Wars. Okay.
True.
That's what it's
Yeah.
gonna
Give him
be.
the paycheck and all that. Yeah. Just shut
Yeah.
up and do your job.
Just film this thing for this roller coaster and then leave.
Yeah. Basically.
Like if you like watch their maybe not for Mission Breakout at California Adventures, that one's kind of fine. But if you watch the footage of like the pre-show for Cosmic Rewind in Florida, you can just see Zoe Saldana and Chris Pratt just there. They're saying their lines. They're not being Peter and Gamora. They're saying their lines.
Yeah, that happens all the time with those kinds of rides. Like they did that at Universal Studios with the Fast and Furious crew, the Harry Potter cast, and it's just like, all right, we're just here as like CG
Okay, well,
stand-ups.
Harry Potter cast, it looks like they gave a little bit more shit about that stuff.
Yeah, more,
Yeah.
When people say Adam Driver actually really did do his Kylo Ren role for the Rise of Resistance, and it was just like, no, he just did the voice.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Well, on some levels, I will give a little bit of slack to that because we don't know that they might have had like a really tense schedule. Like for all we know, they might have just gotten off of a red-eye flight from overseas or whatever, and they're right here. Okay, now they got to act, and it's like they're trying, but they're tired.
Yeah.
That is fair.
I could
That is fair.
I could possibly
that's a
give
good
that
point.
So I've learned to ease up a little bit on that, but yeah, there are times where it's like you kind of are phoning it in a little bit, man.
The
Like,
people
come on.
who did like the best, I would say, for like acting wise, like Ride was James Cameron's T2.
Yep, yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Because
The whole cast came back for
James
that.
Cameron, like, dude, he was on it, dude. Like, pushing boundaries also with like visual effects and everything. Yeah, he started to recycle everything from T2, but make it 3D, worth the experience.
It's with the T1 million, right?
Yeah, the T1 million Skynet. They had what is it? The little at the time, like the little T1 little
Microbots.
Oh, those. Okay,
yeah, little hover
Yeah.
things. And so the pre-600s before Salvation came up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Well, and even like Christopher Lloyd and I forget who was the guy that did
Oh,
Biff.
Biff Tannen.
Yeah.
Thomas F.
Wilson. Yes.
Thomas Wilson, yeah, for that
Back to the Future
Back to
ride.
the Future ride. Like they did an excellent
Yeah,
job.
they
They
did.
they completely just hammed up their characters and it was wonderful.
Zemeckis
They could take
also
a
had-
little joy
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
they
like,
did.
yeah. So there are plenty of moments where they did an excellent job, but it's in keeping with what I think you said, Joe, where Dave Bautista had to like immediately book it, to another location, and so it's like, okay, I could kind of see that, like, yeah, maybe he's just tired, So,
But also the emotional weight of having to say goodbye to this surrogate family that you built up on this set and not being able to be there with them.
Yeah.
That too.
I heard this wonderful story of Dave Bautista on the first Guardians. Like there was a wrap-up party, and this dude was on set drunk, like skunk drunk, hammered. And he's hitting on one of the stand-in girls that plays as like the Rocket Raccoon stand-in, being inappropriately perverted and stuff like that. And Dave steps in and goes, "Hey, is there a problem here?" And this guy walks up on Dave Bautista going, "Fuck you, man!" And he tries to shove Dave. Dave doesn't budge. He just
Oh my
looks at the
gosh.
guy with one hand, shoves the guy 10 feet across the floor out a door.
Damn.
Wow.
This guy was so lightweight. He just shoves him and he goes, boom, poosh. And I couldn't help but to freaking laugh at that story because everyone was just like, oh, shit.
You're dealing with a 5-time world heavyweight champion.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't fuck with him.
Damn.
Drax the Destroyer literally destroyed somebody that night.
Well, it sounds like this guy deserved it. So.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
But no, like, I would love to be a part of something like that. Like that whole setup, by what I've heard from Sarah and everything, like that just looked like a wonderful time. Not just in movie making, but just with getting to bond with everybody. Because she's even mentioned to me like her and Chris got to bond over for the fact they were both coming from Seattle, Washington, and just being real big fans of Seahawks Seattle.
Oh, that's right. He's a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember him and Chris Evans had a bet when I forget whether the team, but the Seahawks were at the World Series, the Super Bowl one year.
Yeah. And they created custom shirts based on their teams as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So there was Seattle Seahawks for Star-Lord, and then Captain America had his own team, and that was really cool.
Nice.
But guys, if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, seriously, I do recommend it. If you're tempted to watch it, Mandalorian, if you just need some time to burn on it, you can burn on it. Birdman, if you guys really want to step into the world of acting and see what it's like from a perspective, definitely go check that out. I think that wraps up our episode for today. I am your host, Vinny, aka BCG Cosplay, with my hosts.
Charles?
Joe?
Sabrina.
And Danny.
And remember, this is the Petty Cash Podcast, so remember to slow down, chew your food.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Test 1 2. Check. Test 1 2.
Test 1 2. Testing. Test.
I am Groot.
Yeah, sure.
All mics on.
All wings report in.
Red 11 standing by.
Red 7 standing by.
Okay.
You go ahead, I got finish this. He goes all in. I
Nice.
thought maybe it was like wiring or CG, but no, the fact that it's a real body, I'm like, yes.
Those cadavers Mac talked about a few weeks ago. Okay.
All right. All mics on?
Mm-hmm.